Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passager. First up, excerpts from Leon Arden's story, If Music Be the Food of Love, from Passager's 21st anniversary anthology, Burning Bright. Here's the background. The main character gets a week of detention. Each day for a week, he has to get to school an hour early and sit in the back of the auditorium, quote, with a little knot of boys well on the way to becoming tomorrow's deadbeats, felons, drunks, and muggers. It was a grim thing, detention. We slumped in our seats, yawning and disgruntled, or sat bent over our unyielding school books, or, like the boy next to me, sketched on a shorthand notepad an assortment of buxom babes. Then it happened. A door opened, and in came a small man who walked as though desperate to be unobserved. He stopped, stooped, opened the lid, baring its teeth, sat, paused, and played. In Mr. Trundle's hands, the grand piano tilled every inch of that vast space, with first one and then another, and finally all of Chopin's preludes. He had a delicacy of touch that filled the music with painful shivers of bliss. There was thoughtful sadness, restrained exultation, and then that last splendid struggle with those final, devilish bass notes of doom. Silence. Mr. Trundle stood, stooped, closed the gleaming teeth, and walked off. When I returned the next morning, Mr. Trumbull reappeared to fill the place with Brahms. On Wednesday, there was an hour of angry Beethoven, next Debussy, with his sunken cathedrals and reflections in water. And on Friday, which was, sadly, my last day of punishment, I was treated to Scarlatti, Clementi, Schubert, and Liszt. Just think, I had only to be bad again to be given 5 more such mornings. Sometime later, he runs into Mr. Trundle. I just wanted to say how wonderful it was, the Chopin everything. Someday I'd love to hear you play the 4 ballades. Although a sophomore, I was trying not to be sophomoric. And the Debussy was magical. At home we have records of Rubinstein and Serkin. I couldn't tell the difference between them and you, I just wanted you to know this. He stood up and was at a loss for having done so. Very kind. Yes, very kind. Rare in one so young. Were you ever a concert pianist? I asked. Yes. Well, no, not really. Studied for that, yes, but no. He shook his head and looked away. It was nerves, a case of nerves. He brightened. Schnabel was my teacher for a time, had high hopes, others also. But a condition of the nervous system just made it impossible, you see. I'm sorry. Oh, well, he said, making light of it all, giving a tooth-gapped smile. Never mind. Gave it a try. Good memories. Played for Rubinstein once. He stopped as if ashamed at some indiscretion. I didn't know how to continue either. Well, thanks again, I said. No, thank you. It is I who should thank you. If Music Be the Food of Love, by Leon Arden. From Passager's 21st anniversary anthology, Burning Bright. Arden said that some of the material and concepts from this story led to his novel, Walk in the Paradise Garden. That last story alluded to several classical composers. Here's Denis Lee's poem about one of them, Gut Music. Beethoven's wife was a great house cleaner. It may be well documented that she would push her vacuum cleaner, one of the best on the market, near the piano to suck up all those cookie crumbs and cigarette ashes created by the composer during his long, arduous sessions at the piano. He would just lift his feet and keep on tinkling the keys. But not as much has been written about her bad cooking. She did not combine, shall we say, compose complementary ingredients. Sadly, this led to Beethoven's famous bouts of indigestion. Of course, they influenced his music, and we are now blessed by her bad cooking and his good taste. Gut Music by Denis Lee, from his book Tidal Wave. To buy Tidal Wave, subscribe to, or learn more about Passager and its commitment to writers over 50, go to PassagerBooks.com. You can download Burning Bright from Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, and various other podcast apps. For Kendra, Mary, Christine, Roseanne, and the rest of the Passager staff, I'm John Shore.